Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars action figure review. Today we're taking a look at another Black Series 6-inch figure as we continue to celebrate 40 years of The Empire Strikes Back, and this time around we are looking at R2-D2. This particular depiction of R2 is based on his appearance in the Dagobah swamp during the movie after he takes a tumble into the mud and comes out looking a little bit dirty and a little bit grubby. And I've got to say, this is probably one of the figures, aside from the Hoth Trooper and Snowspeeder Luke, that I was most excited for, and that's mainly because my Black Series 6-inch collection has a severe lack of astromech droids in it. So far, I've only been able to pick up the initial release of R2 from 2013 and Chopper from Star Wars Rebels. So this is only the third astromech, not including BB-8 and all that sort of stuff, that I've actually added to my 6-inch collection. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get my hands on any of the exclusive droid sets that have been released over the years, and they go for a hefty premium on the secondary market. So to get, even if it's just another variation of R2, you know, I would have preferred other astromech droids, but even though it's just another iteration of R2-D2, I'm happy to have this one in the collection. It's a great figure, despite a few flaws, the main one being the fact that the sculpt is severely outdated, and we'll touch base on that later on in the review, but for the most part it's a welcome addition to the collection, a figure that I'm happy to have in my own. And if you want to purchase this figure for yourself, as always there is a link provided down below in the video description which will take you, as always, to staractionfigures.co.uk. Now, at the time of filming this review, I'm not entirely sure what stock is like. I don't know if this guy is available to buy or not. But keep your eye on that link just in case he has sold out. I'm sure he'll pop into stock again later on down the line. Unfortunately, he's not due to be released later on in the Black Series line. This is a one and done sort of figure. He's only available on the Empire Strikes Back card. But again, it's a decent figure that I would definitely recommend picking up. As you can see, for the purpose of this review, I do have a carded and loose sample. The carded version was purchased from Star Action Figures, and the loose one was provided by Hasbro as part of their 40th anniversary promo box that they sent out a couple of months ago. So a big thanks goes out to them. So, before we jump into the review of the figure, let's, as always, take a look at the packaging he comes in. And once again, we do get R2-D2 on this gorgeous 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back card. Like with Snowspeeder Luke, this is a figure that wasn't made available in the original vintage run back in the 1980s. So this image on the card back is brand new. It's a card we've never seen before in the vintage style. What I really like about this one as well is the fact that it uses a still image, or at least a promo photo, press photo sort of thing, from the movie. It's not a photoshopped mock-up, so it has that authentic vintage feel to it. As you can see, you've got the Kenner logo down in the bottom corner, the figure package there in the bubble with the accessories that he comes with, as well as the Empire Strikes Back logo at the top and the 40th anniversary foil sticker in the top corner. On the reverse side of the box, we have some legal mumbo-jumbo, multilingual stuff going on, and then some other figures available in the line. So really nice packaging. This is definitely a figure that I wanted to add to my own loose collection for the sake of adding more droids to that display, and also for my carded collection because I absolutely love this packaging. I think it looks fantastic, it looks really, really cool, and again, very, very happy to have it. So with packaging aside, let's take a look at the figure itself, and here he is. Once again, very nice addition to the collection. My main gripe with this figure, however, is the fact that this particular sculpt of R2-D2, as I mentioned, is severely outdated. This is a straight repaint of the R2-D2 figure that was released way back at the start of the Black Series line in 2013, and when that figure was released at the time, it wasn't perfect. The main issue with this particular droid is the scale. When you put him side by side with other figures from the 6-inch line, he's a little bit shorter than he should be. He's not quite as chunky as R2 is in the movies, and I think a brand new astromech droid sculpt is, you know, much needed for the Black Series. Aesthetically, it looks great, you know, detail, sculpt, in this figure's instance, paint applications are absolutely spot on, but again, the scale of the figure is just a little bit undercooked, and he could do with just being a little bit bigger. But that's an issue that's never really bothered me that much about this figure. Yeah, it would be nice to get a brand new sculpt, but for the purposes of what we get here, it's fine. The main selling point of this one is obviously the muddy deco that he has going on, which is really well done. I must admit, again, like with the scale of the figure, I feel that the mud is slightly underdone. As you can see on the image on the card, R2-D2 did come out of that swamp pretty much brown, and we still have a little bit too much of his white and blue paint on show with this particular figure. So I think a dirtier wash would have been welcome. I definitely think this figure could be dirtier, but it's nice, it looks good, and it's a nice variation on the original R2-D2 figure if that's the only one you own in your collection. I really like this muddy brush texture that he's got going on. It looks really, really good. Really nicely applied paint applications there. Obviously you've got all the appropriate details of R2-D2 himself. Some mud continued around the back. So in terms of how he looks displayed on a shelf and how he stands up next to other R2-D2 figures in the Black series, you know, it's a worthy addition in that respect. I just think that the sculpt needs some work and a little bit of an update. Now, in terms of features, R2-D2 does come with a few, but a lot of them have been, what's the word? Not included, but they, for the sake of screen accuracy, R2 doesn't come with all the accessories the original release came with. For the sake of a comparison, as you can see, the original release of R2-D2 back in 2013 came with multiple accessories. You had the jets on the side of the legs, you'd got Luke's lightsaber, the periscope, and the sensor scope at the top there. With this particular R2-D2 figure, the only accessory that we get is the periscope, which obviously he uses when he takes that tumble into the swamp. He sticks this out and makes that mocking tune at Luke to let him know that he's okay. As I said, for the sake of screen accuracy, that's fine. Obviously on Dagobah, R2 never uses any of these other accessories, so I don't mind that too much. I just think the addition of, you know, a couple of storage containers, a couple of boxes or something that Luke takes with him to Dagobah would have been nice additions here in terms of accessories, because when you compare this figure to sort of the Hoth Rebel Trooper, you know, there's no comparison in terms of what he comes included with. Some of the original features are still apparent with this version. You've got the opening doors on the front of the body, which open up to reveal different tools inside. As you can see, you've got the grabber there and the communication unit there on the other side. And all the panels that are removable on the top of R2-D2 on the original release, so that you can store all these additional accessories, are all removable on the new version as well. So all of these panels on the top of R2's head can be removed. So if you did want to transition some of those accessories over to the new figure, you can obviously do that. For the sake of this figure, the back panel pops off like so, and you can then proceed to plug the periscope into the top of R2's head like so. So that's just about it in terms of accessories and features. In terms of articulation, there's not much you can cram into an astromech droid. He has a swivel at the dome, swivels at the shoulders, I guess, and a hinge at the ankle. Obviously, when you rotate the head as well, the third leg does indeed descend from the body, and you can then proceed to display R2 in his three-legged mode, like so. So all in all, a great figure. Again, it's definitely one that I was excited to add to the collection. I'm a sucker for filthy R2-D2s, and this figure is no exception. Looks really good on shelf alongside Luke Skywalker and Yoda, and hopefully we see a more varied selection of R2 units in the Black series in the near future. There's a lot of different Astro droids I'd love to see get the 6-inch treatment, and with a bit of luck we'll see an updated sculpt sooner rather than later. It would have been really nice if R2 had received the same treatment as the Stormtrooper that's due to be released later on in the Black Series line, and got a brand new sculpt and a nice update. But a great figure nonetheless. Once again, definitely one I'd recommend, and I hope you've enjoyed tuning into this review. I'll be back with some more very soon, so make sure you stay tuned for those, and until next time, as always, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.